Hello all and welcome to my channel where I'm just this random guy on YouTube with a finance and accounting degree that's just trying to help you build wealth and get better with finances. So in today's video, I want to share with you one of my favorite sayings, and I know it's a lot of people who are good with money always say this, which is, I'm broke. Every time someone asks me, hey, let's go hang out or let's do this. Sorry man, I can't, I'm broke. It's such a good feeling, especially when you know you're not broke, but you just don't want to be frivolous and spending all your money on ridiculous things. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the good reasons why it's good to walk around letting people know you're broke. The first reason is this. Listen, okay? Looking rich is extremely expensive. I know you look around and you see so many people with fancy designer bags, which by the way, most of them are fake, okay? If you hang out with females, they give you the scoop, right? And the scoop is most of them will buy these fake Gucci bags or fake Louis Vuitton bags, and no one ever would know if it's real or fake unless you open it up, you take a look at it, and you're like this, designer bag connoisseur. But a lot of people have no idea whether it's real or fake. But that lets you know though that people just like walking around having other people believe that they're rich or they're wealthy or they have money. Because to me, when people are broke, like really broke, and they want to act like they're rich, they think that's a costume. They think wearing designer clothes is like Halloween every day of the year. They can act like there's something else. Why? Because they're trying to disguise the truth, which is they're really broke and they're spending all this money and they're carrying a massive amount of debt. And we just dress simple like I do. I always wear plain t-shirts. I don't drive fancy cars. I don't do anything that's luxurious. People just tend to leave me alone. And I like it that way. I do not like being bothered. I do not like being harassed by no one. I like to just be quiet, focused on whatever it is that I'm trying to do, and buy things because I want to buy it, not because society is making me buy it. Do you recognize how stupid that is? That you're spending money to just please people who don't even know you and don't even care about you and have their own problems? I never quite get it, but that's just the way this society is built, on heavy consumerism. Because the truth is, guys, wealth is this. Did you hear that? You heard nothing, because wealth is silent. It's quiet. You don't need to be loud and project all this money that you have, in this case, money that you don't have. Well, you know what? Even if you do build up to it, you do have that money, you don't want to let everyone know you have it because then everyone's going to want to get it. So my advice is to keep a low profile. Stay quiet. Don't walk around letting people know how much wealth you have. Just tell people you're broke. With me, every time I tell someone I'm broke, they leave me alone, they never bother me, and that's great. Another reason why my number one response when people ask me to do things is I'm broke is now the expectations of me are very low. Now there's plenty of people who have friends or family members, you might be one of them that's in this situation, where as soon as you have a little bit of money, people think that you owe them money or they're entitled to some of your money. And some people start asking, and that puts you in a very tough spot, especially during the holidays or birthdays and things like that, where you decide to, you know what, I don't have money to spend on all these gifts for all these people that I hardly see and hardly hang out with. I'm trying to save and invest and do other stuff with my money. Now, people are gonna look at you and probably talk behind your back, and we're human, okay? It's gonna get to our heads and it's gonna mess with us thinking, man, they're probably talking bad about me, saying how I got all this money, I'm not sharing and I'm greedy. And most likely, they are gonna talk behind your back. But with that being said, who cares, right? Who cares? You have no money to their eyes. They can't see your bank account. They can't see how you're investing. They can't see nothing about when it comes to your wealth. And that's why remaining low profile, not just being loud and showing off all the money you got, is extremely important. And if you master this skill, which I became pretty well at, which is setting expectations low, I don't do frivolous things, I don't do nothing, people tend to leave you alone. Now, this is not to say for the rest of your life you don't do things that you want to do because you're afraid that it's going to bring some type of unwarranted attention. That's not what that means. That just means if you're now in a wealth building stage, you want to try to stay focused and grind and just stop getting distracted with all this FOMO that's going around, okay? FOMO is a real thing. I get it. People have a fear of missing out, of having this great time spending with their friends, going on vacations or whatever. But to me, I have FOMO. It's not of that. My FOMO is of being old and not being able to retire early, being broke, having no money invested, that's just something I need to handle now. All my friends, I spend time with them on a budget, I use my money wisely, but in the future we could do bigger and better things. Hopefully they're on my level and they don't blow all their money where now we can't hang out. But I'm hoping that when I get older, I could do all these things with all these people. And I know at that time they'll be really surprised because they'll say, damn, aren't you broke? Another reason why it's great to say you're broke, and for some reason, I don't know why, but this is like my biggest motivator, my biggest driver. The feeling of being broke keeps me really motivated. It just does. Even though I have money saved, even though I see my wealth accumulating, for some reason when I say, man, I'm broke, so I need to do this certain thing, I need to do a side hustle, I need to bring in more money, I need to do all these things, allows me to keep going when I say I'm broke. I don't know what it is, man. It might be a sick fetish, but when I know my back's against the wall, that's usually where I'm at my best. When I tell people I'm broke, that just allows me to think clearly and focus on my goal. I mean, listen, y'all. I'm strictly driven by building wealth. That is my number one thing because I want to have financial freedom. I want to be able to leave money behind for my kids. I don't want in my eulogy to just be someone known as just existing. I'm trying to do great things in my life and hopefully I leave a legacy and something for my kids to follow and something for people in general to follow to understand building wealth and doing all the right things is possible. And once again, being broke, guys, like I said, it allows you to focus on everything. If you have debt, it will allow you to focus on debt and paying that off. Because the problem is a lot of people have debt, but they're afraid to tell their friends no. Or they're afraid for their friends to believe and to know that they have no money. So then what do? You keep on making all these dumb purchases. You open up extra credit cards. You want to do all this hanging out with your friends. But eventually, guys, it's going to hit a certain point where it's just going to max out. You're not going to be able to swipe your cards anymore. You have to face the reality that you need to pay all this back. Now, another thing about this is you don't really know what your friends are doing. You might be thinking, damn, how the hell they're able to pay for all this? They might be able to do it with cash. They really do. They might be able to save and do all the right things to go and hang out. But if you know that you are not able to, you just got to tell them you're broke and you can't do it. So there you have it, guys. This is the reason why I love walking around telling people that I'm broke. Like I said, I mean, it sounds like a sick fetish, but for me, it just keeps me highly motivated. It keeps me clear-minded and focused on everything that I'm trying to do in my life. There's so many little things that I want to reach, so many milestones I want to reach. And by continuing to say I'm broke and having that mentality has allowed me to sustain that and to continue doing that until I get to a point where I'm able to relax, enjoy my money, and all that hard work and that sacrifice will pay off. And please, I don't want to hear about all this YOLO, you only live life once, you're boring, yada, yada, yada. You know what's boring? Being 50, 60 years old with no money and you're broke. That is highly stressful. Well, if you guys got any value from this video, please hit the like and subscribe. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace.